Well, we are back with the bee. Today we're going to get the coolant tank on. Yes, I've took it off again because we had to do some work on the box. Then we can fire this puppy up. Roll the credits. Haha. Welcome to the man cave. Let the games begin. So here we have the cooling tank we are going to use. Now, I had that rough fitted on there yesterday. Look what we've done with the box. We have tuned the box down a bit. Now, that may not be tuned down enough, but trust me, some oily rag on there, it'll weather it nicely. So our box is done, bolted on, a neat little top on it. And here's our tank, which we're now going to just give a clean up. How are you going to clean this tank? And why? I'll tell you for why. We have some green on there, some dirt. In my bucket here, we have warm soapy water and a grey Scotch-Brite. So what we can do is just give this a rub down with some soapy water and a Scotch-Brite, and that should clean this tank up nicely. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I somehow thought you guys would choose the round tank once I showed you it. I think one of you decided to still prefer the square one, but I think there was some mind changing going on from everybody, including myself. There we go. So we're just giving the old tank a bit of a clean down. There we go. Before we actually bolt it onto the engine. Now, we're not going to get it bolted today, so I've got to make some straps up. But we are going to fit it, pipe it up, and run the engine. And yes, while this tank was off, I did run some water through it to clean it out. I think it has had bitumen or something in it at some point, because there is a strong chemical smell inside here. But I think that'll be all right. There we go. Now, some would say paint this tank, but I'm not going to, and I'll tell you for why. If the engine was painted, I would have painted the tank. But the engine is not painted. The engine is wearing her original clothes. And I think if you painted this tank, it just wouldn't match the engine. It just wouldn't suit it. Do you know what I mean? Because you'd have a nice shiny tank, and you would have an engine that's still in its original clothes. So hence why this is not going to get painted. There we go. Perfect. So I'm hoping now the whole engine will have that rustic look about it. Right, let me get a cloth and dry that off. So I've just been in the house and nicked the flannelette sheet off Granny's bed, and we'll give this a go. Now, she's looking good. She is looking very good. Look at that. There we go. There we go. That is super. Let's get in the top here. Yeah. Damn, help me understand. There we go. So there is our nice clean tank. Now we need to reposition it on the engine. There we go. Right, now we've got to get this thing piped back in. Now, where are my Jubilee clips? We have one that goes on there, one that comes here. Let's get him on. And can we get this, or do we need a hair around it? Come on. There we go. She's on. She's on at the bottom. There we go. Oh, yes. Yep, she's well home at the bottom. And on the top. Come on. Come on. And she's home at the top. Where's my screwdriver? Here's my screwdriver. There. There we go. The moment of truth, where we can actually fill this with water and see, number one, if this coolant system actually holds water. Hopefully it do. I'm expecting little leaks. You know, for all I know, I think last year I did have this top off to look in this water jacket. So, to make sure it was clear and not full of crud. There we go. There we go, that's them tightened. Let's just check all these joints to make sure they're all nice and tight. There we go. So, this is looking good. Now, what do you reckon? They say we're going to get snow tomorrow. There we go. Do you reckon we're going to get snow? It is cold. As you can see, I've got the hat on, so we know it's cold. Excellent stuff. There we go. So we have our tank on there. I think we need to put a plug in the old girl. So let me go grab a spark plug. Anywho, a friend of mine, a long-term subscriber, Noel, thank you very much, sir. He's donated a Champion 7Com plug to the channel, but he lives 50 miles away, so he's going to send that through the post. It hasn't turned up yet because I think he only posted it yesterday. So for today's running, I have got a new AB6 Champion, which will get us out of a muddle. So hopefully when the new plug turns up, we'll put that in. But for now, in today's little run, we're going to use an AB6. A lot of you are going to be like, oh my word, a modern plug. But there you go, it'll work. Right, let's got that plug in. I need to unscrew the little cappy on the top. Cool. Which has gone, yep, that's going to require pliers. Right, here we go. Let's just undo this little cappy here. Put our HT lead on. There we go. And give him a little nip up. Perfect. Right, there's our plug back in. Is there a bolt missing out of there? Because there's neither. There ain't one in this corner or the dial corner opposite. All we've got is 2 bolts in here. Is that right, or have we got 2 bolts missing? But there you go. We shall see. We shall see. Right, we need to fire the compressor up. Let me show you in this carb. Oh, look at all that crud in there. I think we need to blow all this out and get some fresh petrol in here. And hopefully we can then water this thing up and fire it up. That'll be fun, won't it? Do you want to see me start the old compressor? Come on then. I know you like to see that old compressor started. The old diesel one. Now I haven't primed this, so I don't know whether that's going to start, because she hasn't been started for a month, I shouldn't think. And I haven't primed it with my little oil can, so whether that'll start without being primed, I don't know. Oh, that was very close, wasn't it? I think if she'd have had a prime there, she would have definitely started. Come on, girl. Do you know, I think she wants a little bit of priming. Of course, it is cold today. Very cold. Nope. We're going to have to put a little bit of oil in there. Right, let's get a bit of oil in here and get this primed. And hopefully she will start. There we go. There we go. Come on, girl. Look at that. Perfect. Clear away. So we'll let that build up for a bit. Lead away. Right. There we go. What are we going to do? I think, well, we've got the oil can. We might as well go around the mag chain and a few other bits. I hope you can hear me over the noise of that compressor. Let's just get a bit of oil on the mag chain. Come on. Oh, she got some compression, the old girl. I think my oil can's running out. Oh, she has got some compression. Right, we got that oil. A couple of other bits of housekeeping. We need to oil up. We need to just put a daub in these rockers. Just a little squidge in there. A little squidge in there. We'll give the prime a little bit on there. We have an oiler in here. Asphalt. We have a greaser. There's grease actually coming out of the end, so pretty sure, yeah, that's good. We will put a little bit of oil on these slip rings to the governor. There we go. Governor weights. Give them a little bit. Same on the other side. There we go. There we go. I think that's all the oiling points on the old girl pretty much done. So let's get some water, get the drum filled and see if it holds water. Then we can blow this carb out, get some petrol in there, and hopefully she'll be up and running. In fact, I think we're going to do the carb now. Yeah, let's do it now. But look at all that rusty crud in there. Right, the compressor's now built up to 150 psi. Let's plug our airline in and get blowing. Oh my word. Oh, look at that. All that crap that would have otherwise mixed in with that lovely petrol. Oh, dear me. There you go, we'll get some on the jet. Well, I think there's still remnants of old petrol in there. Like. Right. Yep, that's definitely petrol. Sorry, this has been kept in the shed, so. Oh, that's perfect. Blow the oil into them joints. There we go. I've just noticed another oiling point. There's one right down there, the governor, in the actual, look like that's going into the main bearing. There we go, that's got some oil in there. Excellent stuff. So, well, wrong way, Fen. Here we go. I think I need to get some water now. I haven't got a hose pipe that'll fit. What's going on here? What's going on with my camera skills today? There we go. That's it. Now, I don't have a hose pipe that'll reach all the way around here, and I'm not going to wheel the engine round to the hose pipe. So I'm going to get some buckets and tip it in with buckets. Alright, let me get a couple of buckets of water and then we can get this thing filled up. Right, now to give us some gauge, I have filled up a 25 litre drum to the 25 litre mark. This is going to give us some idea of the capacity of this thing. Well, I could have used a bigger funnel, but I don't have one. Not to hand. Oh, now to save me lifting a 25 litre drum head height, I'm going to cheat and stand on a box. Yeah, health and safety would love this. Right, so let's get some water in here. I don't know if this tap is switched off. Let me get a spanner. There we go. I'm sure I got a spanner here that will. Oh yes. Now I don't know whether that tap is switched off, whether it works. So whether we're going to put water in that's going to run straight out, I don't know. But we have a spanner to work it. So here, let's get this water in. You lot are going to laugh, aren't you? Whoops a daisy. We will have to see, won't we? So do you reckon she'll run on us? I'm sure you guys have seen the video. I think I have put the last two videos in a playlist for the Lister B. Come on. Oh, I can see our tap is dripping. And I think the water's running off the box because that's running down the side of the tank. Because I'm spilling a little. But we'll blow all that off in a minute and see what's going on. Now I'm assuming the engine's now full of water. And I can't see any leaks around the joints from up here. Oh, this water's getting heavy. Come on. You have to excuse me for being a little bit quiet here. This is not the most interesting job. Now that funnel goes down to about here, I think. And I can still hear the water running off the bottom of the funnel, so... Come on. Come on. Yeah, this is a fairly good sized tank. Oops. I mean, it swallowed this 25 litres and right, the water level is about here. So we're above the engine. Does this tap turn off? Oh, wow. Or is that buggered? Look at that, it turns off. Excellent. All right, where's our water level? That's about here. So yeah, that's only half full, so this tank must be about 50 litres, I'm guessing. All right, let's blow this off and just see. Some crap in that tap. There we go. Right, I'm going to fill that back up with water and put a bit more in. Where is the level? Yeah, the level's about here. So we are above the engine, so theoretically we could run, but I will put a bit more in because we want to see if this engine will get hot. Back in a moo. So I've just put about another 3 gallon in this tank, I think, and that's looking hopeful that we haven't got any leaks. Yeah, I reckon that'll take this, you know. I reckon it'll take it. Tell you what, I'm going to give it a go without the funnel. Oh, that's going in there a lot easier now. Crikey, that's still only up to there. I reckon that's 50 litres, that. I think we need to fill it sort of here, don't we? Let me give him more water. Alright, we have about another 10 litres. So we're going to dump this in. Right, we're just below this engine, I'm guessing. What I'm going to do, I want to make sure, because I'm not sure, I don't think this is a tap, I think it's a drain. On here, there's a tap there. Now, I don't think that shut that valve off. I think that's just what I've got on there as a drain. But I'm going to just pull this hose off and lower it down to make sure this engine is full of water. So I don't want to start it and then realise I ain't got the damn tap on and there's no water in the engine. So better to be safe than sorry, because we don't want to go cook it, do we? So let's get this top pipe off. I'll try and do it from this side. And then we can lower this and make sure there is water in. Let me move that exhaust so we don't get water in that. There we go. Alright, is there water in that engine? Yes, there is, look. Perfect. So we know our engine is full of water. That was just a little check to just to make sure that there was actually water in this engine and that we didn't have the water supply switched off. I like to be better safe than sorry when I'm doing these things. Right, there we go. That looks nice. That tap don't look like that's leaking. Oh. Let's carry on and just fill this tank back up. There you go. Alright, that's up to about there, so it's above this. So basically, yes, we have got 2 full ones of these. So this tank will be about 50 litres or 10 gallon in old money. We're going to leave the cap off so it vents, because we don't want no pressure building up. Let's have one more blow off to get rid of all this water. And then we'll see if we've got fresh leaks. Get off there. Get off there. What the hell? Well, I can't see any leaks around my joint. There we go. Do you know, I'm quite happy with this so far. I'm very happy with it. So let's get some petrol in the old girl. Move that tank out of the way. There we go. Do you know, I'm excited about this. So far the video's half an hour long and you haven't seen me do anything apart from clean a tank and put some water in. Right, back in a second. Alright, here we go. We have about £178.36 worth of fuel in this tank. I'm going to fill my little bottle. Why, you ask? You will see. Don't spill a drop, Mr. Fenn. What we fill our little bottle for is, we can manually keep filling the carb in this till the fuel pump starts working and it pumps the fuel up out of the tank. Do you get my gist? because obviously I don't want to have to hand crank that until that pumps its petrol up. There we go. Crikey, we're not even up to the fill mark yet, where she's going to start drawing petrol. There we go. She's now up to the mark where she'll start to draw petrol. You know, that's like an inch of petrol in the bottom of this to get to that overflow, where it starts drawing it. There we go. The whole price of petrol's expensive now, ain't it, guys? Cool. Dear oh dear. Alright. I think we've got our tank up to here. That's a big fuel tank. So let's just fill this carb up. Right, that's the carb full. Got to remember, you can't sort of overfill these because there's a vent tube here and that'll just vent it straight back into the tank. But for the minute we're full. So this is the moment of truth. Let me move my little petrol pot. Can we or can we not get this thing to start? Now where's my damned handle? Here it is. Here's our handle. Right, let's come round here and have a look. Will the old Lister B, will she start? Now then, let me cock the exhaust up. There we go. We ain't getting exhaust on there, so she might be a bit loud. We'll set the settings up and see how we go. So we want our choke. I'm going to try the choke on. We'll just leave a tiny gap. Now, where does this go? I think, screwing that down, that does say on there somewhere. I think this is stop. I think that's run, and I think this is start. I think. Right. Unsure. Never had a lot to do with that style of carb. I know the Lister D's have them, but I'm not a fan of Lister D's. So let's see if we can get this puppy to fire off. Oh, there. Right. Little bit of oil on the shaft. Get our handle on. Spinning backwards to get the oil around. Oh, look at that. Now then, is she gonna go? I don't even know if we've got a spark, you know. I didn't even check to see if we've still got a spark. Let's wind her down a bit. Whoop. There you go. There we go. Oh my word. running. I should have put a ratchet strap around that water tank, shouldn't I? I got too impatient. Come on, go, keep going. Don't get that idle set just right. Come on, girl, calm down. Keep jumping. Oh, isn't she running a treat? I've even not got to take the hat off for this. The hat is off. Happy Man Cave. Oh, she's running lovely. Can we get her off full choke or not? Do she want richening up? Let her calm down a bit. You know, she was running better on half chew. Right, she's not jumping about there, so I think we're about right. I am just going to strap that tank down now. Now, if there's any health and safety officers out there, you better shut one eye. Right, there you go, we're bolted down. Oh, look at that. Being a bit noisy because we ain't got an exhaust on it, but I might borrow the one off my CS because that'll go on there and quieten that down a bit. But as you can hear, she's got no big end knock. Mechanically, she sounds lovely. Now, there you go. Like a little bit of choke still. We've now got her off full choke. She's now off choke altogether. It's really a case of balancing this little needle one click at a time until she runs right. Well, look at all that mechanical marvel in there. The little fuel pump, the valves, the noisy exhaust. I'm going to have to pinch the exhaust off my CS to go on there, because that's quite annoying. Let me go see if I can grab that exhaust off the CS. I'll tell you what, while I'm just grabbing that off there, I'll leave this running on video. And if you don't want to see it running for 10 minutes, you'll have to just scoosh through. But I know some of you will just love to see this old thing jogging away. There she is, 1933, Lister B commercial. Let me go grab a silent. We have a CS silencer. There That's a bit better, isn't it? I don't like how green it is, but we have a silencer. Much better. She don't like that one turning. No, she didn't like it when I just altered that idle speed. That killed the old girl. I tried turning her down one notch and she weren't having it. Oh, where's the handle? Down here, look. Let's see if we can get her to fire again. She did not like being turned down one notch on the idle. So we're back to where we were. Don't like that. That half a turn is enough to kill it. So that's about as slow as we're going to get it. But I'm quite happy with that. We're doing that little carb, one click at a time to dial it in. I think she's there. The cylinder wall is still, I wouldn't say stone cold, but it's not even getting warm yet. Yet coming up this pipe. We've got a little bit of heat on that brass nut, and when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. Stone cold at the bottom hose, getting warm at the top hose. But when I say warm, I mean barely body temperature, so I can hardly feel it warm on the hand. But that bottom hose feels stone cold. There you go. She's there. She's running. She is running. Wow. Where's that water coming from? I reckon that's probably swished out the top here and run down the side of that tank. Yeah, that tank's a little bit wet down the side, so I reckon that's splishing out of there. Well, I don't really want to put that on because that'll pressurise it when that gets hot. So there we go, there's all this to be. I think this is it for today's video. You've been subjected to 1 hour of man cave. But she's gone. Look at that. I think on the next video we're going to get an oily rag and just clean this engine down a bit. Of course she's a bit manky, a bit dirty. So we'll give her a wash down. And in about 1 month from now, she will be on a rally field. Haha! There we have it. Behold! The Lister B with the coolant tank. It's a shame that exhaust wouldn't sit brought upright, but I fear you know, I think if I put a proper Jubilee clip on there and getting rid of that silly thing with a wing nut, that exhaust would sit up there. If not, I can move the tank slightly over to the left to miss it a bit more. There you go. I am really, really, really happy with that. She's running an absolute treat. You can see the governor weights in there, fuel pump, the valves, the mag, nice early mag as well, which is nice. That's got the original mag on it. I really like that. That mag chain looks a little bit slack, so I might have to just undo the bolts and move him back an 1/8 of an inch to tighten that mag chain a little. Is that mag chain too loose? Yeah. Right, that's it. We are done. Very happy man cave today. There we go. Right, we're going to leave the video here. Hope you guys really enjoyed this. This is the first time. But when I got this engine 2 years ago, if you haven't watched the first video, I picked it up of a buddy of mine who got it direct from the farm where that was bought when it was brand new in 1933. And it was sold by a supplier in the same town. So this engine lived in the same town in Suffolk. Was it Suffolk or Essex? Suffolk, I think. All of its life. Till a couple of years ago, my buddy Niall dropped onto it. I then got it off him, and it hadn't been ran, we think, since the 70s, for donkey's years. And I got it running last year, but only ran it for a couple of minutes. This is the first time this engine has ran up to temperature in best part of 40 years. That is still stone cold, and we've got a nice little direction of heat going up the top. Stone cold at the bottom. You know, this is going to cool perfectly, absolutely perfectly. So there we go. If you're wondering how I dated this, I give the serial number to Miss Edgerton, whose husband wrote the Bible on Listers. He's sadly with us no longer, but Mrs. Edgerton kindly looked up the serial number and dated this. I'm pretty sure she said 33. I will have to check my email, but I'm sure she said 33. So she's a lovely early B commercial. Right, that is it. Enough of me waffling on. Look at it. Absolute beauty. Right, see you later, guys. Bye-bye for now. Ha-ha! Right, I'm going to tack this little bit on the end of the video. She's now been running about 3 hours. Still spot on. She's only now starting to get warm in the cylinder. A little bit warm in that pipe. I think our cooling will work. An absolute treat. She's not smoking, she's not knocking. Splendid engine. Just a little update there for you. There we go. I'll better get this video edited and uploaded. But I want to post this for 6 o'clock tonight, which is about 3 hours away. So I'd better get my skates on. I don't like to hang about. Ta-da guys, bye-bye for now.